So is that stalking you're trying to draw down there?
No, okay.
Yeah, one of the
This
few
is not
anime that admin has actually finished. Pantheon
not
stalking
anything that
everyone.
ever happened. Alright. It is that time. What time is it? What time is it, No Name?
We didn't plan this out. What time is it?
It's graffiti time. We're gonna be talking about graffiti today. No, we didn't plan this out. In fact, we're planning none of this out. We're gonna be discussing doing sick tags and bombs on buildings and breaking the not breaking the law. Don't listen to that. That's not what we're doing here. Anyway, we're gonna be discussing graffiti and the art of graffiti, and where to put tags and whatnot. If you're gonna put sick tags somewhere, which I'm not recommending you do that. I'm just saying,
Are we gonna talk about the? Are we gonna talk about the history of graffiti?
See, I'm not that knowledgeable in the history of graffiti. To be honest with you, I don't even know where to start on this.
I mean, I wouldn't put too much thought on it. To begin with, what I want to know is what is up with your browser? Like, ads are everywhere.
Yeah, I don't have an ad blocker.
I do enjoy when people do that.
Yeah, the stencil.
Well, not the stencil, the type. I've seen before where they put something in the area to kind of look like part of the background rather than a painting.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe in a subway, someone has a picture on the wall that makes it look like someone's just kind of standing on the platform.
Yeah.
I like things like that. That's fun.
This would be a cool site to, come back to right here. Let's do a tag one day and then come back and do another
See
one.
how many people tag over it.
This one. Yeah, I like that one. I like the splotches in the back as a background. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that one. I really like that. You don't see that, swirly. That could be on, a logo to a sign, man.
Yeah, that's also known as cursive.
Yeah. But I mean,
Cornbread.
the Legend of Legends. And Cornbread strikes again. Cornbread has retired. That was that. Taki 183.
Now, I do like it when I see the same dude, doing stuff throughout the streets. He's got it in another spot. That's pretty good. Got kind of Archie style face up there.
Yeah. I like that. That's wild. We get a bigger... No, that's literally the size of it. That's wild. Look at all the, ink splatter,
Enhance. Come on, man.
Enhance! Seriously, look at that. Look at all the, spatter, detail coming off the sides of that.
That's good stuff.
Very
I have to say, what I like about this in particular, the way that they've done this, they've got it from what would be the roots of just using a can of paint to put down a name to a little bit more elaborate. You can kind of see the evolution.
Yeah. I mean, just that style, classic. Doesn't age. Looks great. This is interesting. Tracy's got an interesting design going on here. I like it.
I like
Ooh,
this.
what we got here? What do we got here?
Good contrast. Using
Yeah,
one color to
using
more or
the
less.
one color. Yeah, that's solid. That is definitely solid. Can't decipher the artist's name, but definitely solid.
I mean, that's part of the point, honestly.
Honestly, I'm impressed at how well the stars turned out. Like,
Yeah, that's
I don't
that's
think I
good
could
work.
freehand a star that easily. And then you put like the highlights. You even remember to add like highlights in, you know, like, solid. Well, I guess I
mean, the
see
thing
a,
is-
a coat of white paint for extra highlights. So maybe he used the white paint for the highlights, but still solid.
But I mean, the
10.
thing is, some people say want to leave behind "this is my obvious name," but I think if you can't understand it, that works just as well. Yeah, it comes off as like some of those metal bands where they have such garbled text that it just kind of it looks like
It could be anything. I do know that there's like ancient Roman graffiti, which is like the funniest thing in the world to me.
was it still
but-
phallic?
Yes, there was definitely some ancient Roman phallic graffiti.
Okay, so this is something you probably, well, could know about or might not know about. I don't know, but I'll toss it out there for you anyway. So this is not exactly graffiti, but it comes off as the same energy.
All right.
I think it was an ancient king of the area that now comprises and is known as Cambodia. Over there, they have a otter form of religion, where
Okay.
the penis is seen as sacred.
Okay.
And to this day, they have these rather strange, like purification bowls that they use for like storing waters and things. And they have like this ornamental thing in the bowl that's meant to represent a penis. Okay, now setting that aside, the king decided that he wanted the water coming into his general region to be blessed. So what he did is he had the entire river sculpted out so that like along the river there's like 1,000 penises.
Oh my. What? Okay. Okay. This is
See,
interesting.
I don't know if that's technically graffiti, but it feels like defacing, which you can kind of say is the same kind of practice.
Maybe discussing some tips and techniques. I got this nice gray background, which may represent a concrete wall or not. I don't know. You know. So of course, you know, you're gonna need some paint. You can get regular, just spray paint. They do make like fancy, high-end paint just for graffiti, and they have like exchangeable nozzles on the end of it. You know, like on the end of the can. Just make this rough representation of a can. Like on the end of the can, like the nozzles are interchangeable with like different type of spray nozzles and whatnot. That's a really terrible depiction, but
So for detail
whatever.
work and things.
Yeah, for like detailed work. That's like the high-end stuff, you know.
Okay.
Talking big money,
I-
spending that.
Sure. I mean, maybe I'm thinking more the cheaper way, but I was thinking, you know, if you want high detail, you'd go more for stenciling.
Stenciling is another thing you could do, but you gotta remember to, you know, when you're packing up, to pack your stencils in your backpack. I guess this, you know, you need to go through all this. So, not that you would ever do this, wink wink, but, you know, you get your backpack, you know, you got your cans in there, you know, and if you're gonna use stencils, you know, make sure you remember to pack your stencils. I don't know what's on this stencil. Just
Well, I mean, technically, the way
that
I would do
represents
it,
a stencil.
or the way that I have it has been done, let's put it that way, is take a roll, like a nice big roll of paper, whether that be,
Yeah.
Preferably a thick paper, and you cut it out on site, and you cut out what you want on site, rather than taking,
but
like, a plastic thing.
depending. So that brings us to the next conversation. Like, you may not be able to spend a lot of time on site depending on where you are. Like, if you're underneath a bridge, you might have an occasional homeless person, bug you or something like that. But most likely, you're probably out of sight.
I mean, technically, the fun thing about the homeless, right, is
Oh dear.
no, it's nothing that bad.
I didn't want to.
But the fun thing
I don't know where
about
this
the
is
homeless is it's good for practicing tagging on people. For when you get into those fights where it's a matter of spray the other person down. Like, they're good for practice.
This is a Jet Set Radio Future reference. This is not anything that ever happened. This is in game. All right, so.
I mean, I've tried it.
Oh, you've tried. Okay, well, we're moving on from here. Want a different between, like a tag where you put on a wall versus like, a bomb you may drop on like a stop sign with like a marker. That's like a quick one, You drop something on a stop sign with like a marker, just real quick, bam, get it out, And you can use the very classic, for like marker bombs,
Have you ever
It's very classic, real tight, like that. Real tight. Nobody knows who it is. Maybe. And then bam, something
Oof.
like that.
classy?
Okay. Occasional asterisks, like that.
Have you ever come across a marker that's like the perfect shade of stop sign red?
No.
Just think about the possibilities. Okay, you could repaint the entire stop sign.
All right. So we get like a stop sign red marker, and then we here's
Cover up
our
the actual stop, and then you put something new on it.
Oh, that'd be kind of fun. I would try to see if you could hit it with like a paint first.
Okay,
and
good
then
point.
maybe hit a marker over that. That'd be kind of interesting.
Because technically, according to, now this might change depending on what country you're in, but according to, say, country regulation, you don't actually need the stop present on the sign to know it is a stop sign. Normally, it's a very specific shape, and normally a specific color. So as long as you see that, you should be good despite there not being a stop to it.
It's a very interesting point. Kind of block it off at the end like that, It's not the best, but, it's something. Do the jagged style. You could also do like mimic, like I think we've discussed this before, doing like fake Arabic. It's pretty fun. I'm gonna do something like this.
It looks good, but I wouldn't separate it. I'd have it all run on one line.
Run on one line? Yeah, we could do like maybe fake Arabic on mine, like so. Something like that. Maybe just accentuate that. Something like that. Fake Arabic's kind of fun. Also fake Chinese. You could do fake Chinese with marker. Yeah, that's always kind of
Also
fun.
known as Ching Chong.
Okay, we can't say that. Maybe that's traditional. This is like simplified, you know. You know, something like that. You can play around with it. Box it in, something like that, you know. Or we could do like, you know, when it comes to marker, absolute, you know, hood classic. Write your name in the basketball goal net, you know. Absolute classic. You know, draw your basketball goal. Get the net, you know, just write like Steve, you know, in the net. And, you know, remember, you know,
Okay.
it's a classic. Remember to sign the date on there, you know. It's not, you know. Otherwise, like, you even know what you're doing. Yeah. Now, like, with certain tags, like the good ones, you do, like you were talking about earlier, like you do start out in white, you know. Like, maybe we'll do a jagged one. I don't know.
And I guess when it comes down to it, what I tend to appreciate and kind of emulate when we're talking about doing a good tag is one that you're going to have to take time on. It's not one that you can try and get done fast. Because it's going to take some extra time to get everything correct and to get everything in there. Because I'm talking maybe 5 cans of different colors. And a train car long, because that's my favorite ones. Are on the train cars.
Oh yeah, the train cars. Oh yeah, absolutely. Love those guys. The full train car, like the absolute full train. Yeah, those are the best. Pretty good for somebody who's totally never done this in their life before.
Well, obviously.
Trust me.
I will tell you this. So, for people just watching and going, what are you guys doing all of a sudden? Okay. Back, there was an age in the late 90s when, Sega decided to make a generation of graffiti bombers.
Graffiti pilled a lot of kids.
They gave off these warnings at the beginning of their games that said graffiti, while being an art style, is not legal. But that didn't mean anything to anybody.
No, it certainly didn't. Man, I really don't want to admit this story, but it's kind of funny. I actually made a new security feature in the workplace.
Okay, you have my interest.
The security started a graffiti bathroom checklist every day. It wasn't because of me, I assure you.
Well, there was just too much showing up, and so they decided
there was just too much showing up, and I don't know who was doing it, but yeah, it became a checklist every day.
Okay, I get that they're looking, but what do you mean by checklist?
Like it was
like
actually part
counting...
of their keeping track of it, like new ones, new bombs that appeared.
Like matching it to when people went in due to
something like that.
Video.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. I thought it was amazing. Not that I had anything to do with that, but you know, it's pretty amazing. What should it be, green or blue? What do we want?
Well, if we're going for the canonical color for the channel, it's a mix
Green.
between.
It's green. Let's be honest. You put down less paint and you get less drip. So if you're like, you know, really moving, doing wide strokes, really moving fast with the can, you get less drip. Just, you know, because you're putting down less paint. I don't know how to explain that. but you're putting down paint more evenly coated. You know, you gotta hit it, you know, a couple times real quick. You know what I love in graffiti art? The triple highlight, dude. You get like the green, like this green, and you get the light green, and then on top of that you do like the white, or maybe like even a like light blue highlight, like a light green and then like a light blue or a light, you know, yellow or something. Like, dude, the triple highlights.
Yeah, the more color that, now I'm not saying I want a rainbow, but the more complementing colors, especially if they pop with each other, it makes the tag look so much better.
It does. It's just like, it's beautiful.
Personally, one of my favorite things to do, or what I've seen, let's put it that way.
Or what I've seen, yeah, there we go.
Is to say, in the style that you're doing here, you've got the white, you've got the green. I would want something that would highly contrast. So I'd probably try and like stick black circles within.
Oh yeah, like at the bottom somewhere, like some, like at the bottom, like a fade going across the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love.
Because I mean, when it comes down to it, people can say that graffiti's a low form of art, but it's kind of like, for the good ones, it feels like training in I would have left that white actually. Training in graphic design.
But if you've ever seen graffiti up close, like from a distance, it looks flawless, but up close you got all like the drips all over it. It's kind of like the art form of it, you know? Like, at a distance, it looks flawless, like the good ones. But if you actually get up close to it, you know, it's kind of like, you know...
It's impressionism.
Like like a master painter, you know? If you get up close to, like, a Dutch master, you see all the brush strokes, you know? But if you're far away, it's a painting.
Or take, for instance, I forget the name of the painter, but the guy who did with the dots. Like, he did nothing but dots, and it looks stupid close up, but you get further back and you realize that it's, like, lilies or something that he's just done by tons of dots. Basically, like, what RGB screens are.
I remember seeing, like, a homeless dude, on the side of the road, like, literally barking, like, just sitting on the road barking. That's not really... That's kind of more of a messed up, like, oh man, you know, it's kind of messed up. But what's the craziest thing that comes to your mind when you're talking like?
Well, one might be where probably the this is probably the craziest. One I met. Definitely either highly schizo, highly,
inebriated?
I don't know, inebriated, coke, maybe? Heroin? I'm not sure. When it comes down to it, I don't know all that much about the effects of different drugs. But he was on something. It felt like he was on something. And he was somehow convinced that he was God.
Oh, okay. All right.
And getting advice from God on the side of the street, who's looks like a hobo, is kind of strange.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting.
And it's not one of those situations where, you know, it's like, buy me something. It's just, you know, he's on something, and his character is, he's in the mood. He's in the mode. You know, it's like he's he's no longer the dude on acid. Right now, he believes he is God, and he believes he needs nothing from you, but you need to listen to his advice.
Yeah, that's interesting. My experiences have usually just been like change for bus money or something like that. I always like being asked by, like, say I'm at the laundry or something like that, and the local OG, at his corner, he was asking for like some spare change or something like that. I mean, he's like piss drunk. Like already it's like 9 in the morning. He's already just like out drunk, It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, sure. You need $1? Bro, you're already like out. You're already out, dude. It's 9 in the morning, guy.
Malt liquor? What would you be on that? Gets you?
Yeah, like a malt 40, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we have the time. We should like put a trash can behind it.
Okay. We have the time.
Like, oh, screw the grouch.
Screw the grouch. Honestly, like, we'll just put his hands here.
Oh, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet.
No. You said it. It's like Oscar Grouch hands. And we'll just have like his face peeking out. Like that.
That looks like I hear was Kilroy.
Yeah, we'll fix that. What type of he has a black nose? I think his nose is black.
I don't think he has a nose, but I have not seen Sesame Street in the longest time. I've seen more of the Israeli Sesame Street than I have of the actual Sesame Street.
Oy vey. We definitely added some weirdness to this picture. So not only are we, teaching graffiti on YouTube, but we're also just stealing.
We're teaching people how to draw. No, not draw. I'm sorry. Oh wait, hold up. We're not only teaching how to draw graffiti, we're teaching ABCs.
Well, I was gonna say we're just like now straight up stealing Henson characters. I'm just drawing off of memory. I'll be honest. I do not remember what he looks like. Just remember he has like dark eyebrows and big eyes. I think he has a black nose.
I don't think he has a nose, but I'm not sure.
Well, if he doesn't, it's no longer Henson. I don't remember. I'll be honest, I don't remember.
Legally distinct. We've made legally distinct.
Yeah, legally distinct Oscar. Not that I would, tag. That's all I'm saying. But I'm just saying if I were to tag, I'd just do some quick cross shading in there. You don't have all the time in the day.
Unfortunately.
So you gotta make a little compromises, but not much.
That's one of the reasons I like stencils. If you can
Stencils
more or less plan it out ahead of time.
Yeah, you gotta do a lot more planning. You can't cut them on site. Just taking it light.
Have you ever seen, now I'm thinking about it, have you ever seen, because train cars are one thing. There's generally enough time in between their use to where you can have something a little bit elaborate painted on it. But have you ever seen that done to a semi?
Oh yeah. Semis, box trucks. Oh yeah. They're just sitting out in the yard or something like that. Yeah.
Maybe just
Usually I see it on most like food delivery trucks and whatnot.
Okay. Maybe it's just around me, but it always feels like they're slightly too busy. They're always moving. I've never really seen where anyone's done anything to them.
I mean, it's definitely more rare. Usually it's like if somebody leaves a food delivery truck parked on the street overnight, once the opportunity arises. But yeah, it's definitely more rare.
What do you think would be the prize? Like the number one thing you'd want to actually tag?
For me, it's a good question. Number one thing to tag. I mean, honestly, I love the highways or the interstate signs. They're like just, I mean, come on. Like, you had to cross over, you know, those cross beams over an interstate to hit that sign, you know. Like, how can you hate
It's
on
impressive.
that?
It is impressive.
Water tower, also water towers. That's billboards.
Honestly, what I'm thinking would be interesting, I've never seen it done, but what I think would be interesting would be public bus, whether that be school or something like a prison bus.
Yeah. That was the only thing they had in the hardware store. That's my excuse. You know, sometimes you just gotta make do, right?
Not every tag is going to be perfect.
Yeah, you know, it's not. You don't just
Sometimes you might
carry.
draw a nose on Oscar the Grinch.
Yeah, I know. Alright, there we go. That's your graffiti tutorial for today. You might want to, throw your name up on at the bottom, And I think that'll be it.